Anyway, so this project is, so I know you work with Pilo a lot. We'd gone to show him some scenes and he's been sending us some stuff too. But it's like do you want to set it up here? You set it up really well and then we'll show you the teaser.
So the film is a very cool project behind it is Monkey Paw Productions, which is Jordan Peele's production company. It's directed by Justin Tipping. And the premise of the film is that it takes place in the world of professional football. And so basically there is this legacy quarterback figure who's been the GOAT for like 20 years. And it sort of becomes apparent that it's time for him to retire, and there's sort of a succession of who could be a young up-and-comer that can sort of like take the reins of the spot that he's currently holding, but is gonna sort of give up the throne, if you will. And so they go through these trials and tribulations to see, does he have what it takes to be as good as what the legacy quarterback figure was, and is he willing to sacrifice all the things that you need to in order to hold that very prominent crown?
Yeah, like
sort of
physical, mental, like your family,
everything that the media stuff, like not only the athleticism, but the whole kind of package that comes with being like a superstar, basically, when you become like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady. Exactly.
But a lot of also the physical. I mean, it is monkey paw and like horror, and so it does touch upon, kind of like, I mean, it's very timely right now with there being a lot of focus on the PTSD of like all the brain injuries and stuff like that.
CTE, I think is what
yes,
it's
that's
called.
what it's called. I'm like PTSD of the CTE.
So that plays a role in it being sort of a psychological thriller horror movie, and so it becomes just more apparent that something nefarious is going on. And I don't know how much we want to spoil the whole movie, but basically there's like an occultish devil angle where that's who's sort of behind this legacy. It's like from the very beginning, like it's kind of set up as
beginning of football.
Yes,
like,
so it almost becomes
like Hollywood.
Yeah, I know. I pretty much. Yes.
It's like that's part of it for sure. And then I mean that comes with it too of like it's interesting because there's so many aspects of it that become to play. Like it's like the concussion thing sort of informs like what is real and what is not for the character. Like he gets increasingly confused of what's happening in reality and what's not, and so the audience goes along for that ride as well of like, I don't know, did he actually see that, or is that sort of like concussion confusion, like,
or did the devil,
what's supernatural and what's
like,
not, and it's sort of like a good confusion of the movie if you're like, ooh, what's actually happening to this character.
And we have I don't know if you saw like Midsommar, that really like an indie horror film.
Yeah, where they did like shrooms.
Yes, the composer Bobby Kurlick, he is attached to this project as well, and he is he's like an artist producer in his own right. So we've been talking about, so we'll show you the teaser, which like, I mean, this was just shown to the filmmakers. So when I was texting with Justin this morning, he was like, oh my God, you have to show him this teaser. Because it gives you like a really good idea of like what Justin kind of wants to present to the world, really, right? Like, and so there's different spots that we want to show you that like, obviously the low hanging fruit of like, is there anything that you have that's existing, but also maybe like unreleased, like stuff like that. Because there is, it's not just all about like dark, and obviously your music isn't just, like you have uplifting kind of like, energetic tracks, and we do need stuff like that to balance out what you would assume is going to be in this movie, which is like a lot of dark score. Like, we've got some songs in there which actually are a little like left of field. It's not just like straight hip hop. We'll show you this scene, like there's like a scene towards the end where like he's at this, like he's basically being crowned, right? I'm sorry, we're giving you away the whole movie, but like he's being crowned by like the head of what is like the NFL and like the heads of the team, and they're in this like underground party, and it's like what is it? It's not Nat King Cole? It's Nat King Cole. Like there's like a French track in there, there's like an Irma Thomas track in there, mixed in with what you would assume is gonna be in there, like the hip hop and things like that.
It's kind of like a balance between the legacy character, who is obviously like a generation above him, so it's more of the catalog track speaks to like what he listens to, and it's a lot of kind of like more old school, like soulful tracks, and then the hip hop newer stuff is more speaking to the protege character.
And we'll set up like a few of the scenes for you, and maybe we can, you know, like there's a bunch of stuff. We just kind of want to show it to you, and you can kind of go off and just like think about what you might have and whatnot. We're working on the film. Well, so we were supposed to be done with the film. The film doesn't release until next September, which is like good in line with like NFL and all that kind of stuff. But it was testing so well, and like the end of the movie, Jordan Peele was like, I really want him to walk away with like, no, F you guys, I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna take what you're trying to hand to me. But all the test audiences were like, well, that doesn't make sense. So he's working with that. He's saying no to the devil, and he's just going to walk away, and he's not going to get killed, and they're not going to go after him, and you know, and we want to see some killing, like whatever. So, like, it was decided, like, for a yes, like men and women were like, no, I want him to like wreck shit up and like kill people, like, and we were like, okay, and we don't really do reshoots quite often because you obviously have to. It's like not just money, but like time and like actors availability. It like takes a lot, and so we are going to be doing additional photography to get that new ending, which everyone thinks is going to take it from like what already is testing really well and is very, you know, like people are really liking to like that extra kind of like satisfying mic drop, you know, like kind of thing. So we're going to be working on the movie until like April. So we have some time, but you know how it is. It's like the holidays, and then January comes, and then it's like moving really quickly. And so we're gonna do the reshoots in March and then be done in April. So it's not like you have to send tracks tomorrow, but Justin is he's so like music, you know, into music that he's down to just like listen to stuff, you know. And again, is so excited that you're like coming.
I got a whole pack of some really great stuff.
Yeah, you and also you guys have a lot of artists too, you know, like other people. But all right, well, so do you want to? Should we show?
Yeah.
Do we need to turn the light down? Are you guys cool with it being?
Good. I can take the look. No, Cassie's got it.
I got it.
It's really.
But wow.
Our marketing
Yeah,
people know how to do a trailer.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And you'll see who's in it. He's really good in it. The GOAT football player.
Do you want this? I said, do you want this? If you want to transcend the game, you have to dig deep. Your mind, your body have to be in sync. Talent is how hard you're willing to work. No days off. No sleep. We grind. I'm never good enough. I'm never good enough. That's how great people think. So you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice? This ain't a fucking game, man. This is everything. Do you want this? What are you willing to sacrifice? You fucking shame! 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 Every day! And show me.
So Marlon is so good in this movie. It's like.
Or should I keep them off for? We could keep going, or?
Yeah, we can keep going. So, okay, so yeah, so you get the premise of this. Like I said, the note from the kind of the general note though is because it's so dark, and you can just assume a lot of the like drony crazy sound effects that are also happening along with a really dark picture. It's like, how can we also sprinkle in some music that is more energetic, you know what I mean? And I hate using the word fun, but you know, just kind of like the juxtaposition of like, okay, everything is just gonna be dark, you know, like, and so just some of the kind of the sounds and the aesthetics that like Justin likes musically are like, if you notice the music in this teaser, which is still a work in progress, it's not out yet, you know, he really likes samples of like orchestral. You could hear the orchestral kind of sampling. He loves like gospel and vocal kind of sampling. He loves anything that kind of has like an old school, right, like an old school blues kind of Motown or gospel, again, kind of thing that mixes with contemporary hip hop, you know? It doesn't have to be that. I'm just like, that's just some stuff that he definitely, you know, like really likes.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we can start, let's see. So why don't we start, what's the first one up? I guess is the party, right?
Mhm.
Oh, this,
Do you wanna-
okay.
okay.
Yeah, no, this is right. Turn this up really loud. So this has a Killer Mike track, that has gospel in it, and like in a perfect world, we really do have to figure out, we're also very limited on budget, so we have to figure out where we're gonna be really thoughtful, and we can always circle back with you about this, about like bespoke things, like creating stuff like specifically for the project.
Yeah.
Like in a perfect world, you'd be like, yeah, it'd be cool if like Bobby gave some of his like stems to Russell and then they put something together, you know what I mean? Like, cause he's gonna be doing a lot of vocals of like, not just orchestral, but like choir. But for this, I don't know if you'll see that it's like, it's kind of more of like a background use. So if there's something that you have that has the same kind of like, we need something that is like, underscoring like the glory aspect of this scene, which is like in the very beginning where like, you know, he's being interviewed by like Sports Illustrated, you know, like he's being interviewed by somebody, like a magazine. So we want something for here. So he wanted us to show you this.
What's the name of this? Like you called it something?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's like Killer Mike. It's called Yes by Killer Mike.
No, the name of the scene.
Oh,
You called it something when we first started.
it's just like the interview, like an interview, the
Okay.
cam interview scene. And we can also send you
Yeah, so I can
an
have.
email
Yes,
of like
just to
what's in
reference,
there and like, yeah. I don't
Perfect.
even know if like the mix might be really low on this. I feel like you
Yeah,
can't
it
really
could be.
hear it.
It's been a while since I watched
Yeah,
this.
maybe start like from right before, yeah, so that,
Sorry. My eyes.
Sorry, Mama. Okay. Wait, I'm so sorry. Do I look at you or the camera?
You'll just look right at me. You'll just ignore the camera.
Okay.
Cam, what's it like being back in your hometown after the amazing season you had on the football field? I mean, you were a walk-on, and then you took that starting position. That means the ladies must be coming for you.
No, I'm spoken for.
Very happily. Make sure you write that down. She just needed to know.
It's always nice being back home. Home cooked meals.
Mm-hmm.
Family's everything to me.
Mm-hmm. He loves it.
And I'm sure your family's really proud and excited to see you perform in the Combine pretty soon. Are you nervous about that?
I say nervous. I guess more so excited. Excited for the opportunity to perform and show the God-given talent.
the mix is so
that I
bad
have,
on it.
and just take everything back to what my pops taught me. No guts, no glory.
Listen, we know his father is here with us in spirit. He taught Cam everything he knows about things. Always saying, I can already see it now. Cam running down the tunnel with the fire and the smoke, with the crowd chanting his name.
Why wasn't I running out of a tunnel event?
Because you was busy running your mouth to be quiet.
Cam, a lot of people are talking about you. They're saying you could be the next great quarterback. Now, you put that with some guidance, you could be the next GOAT. Is that the goal?
You know, I think the goal is just to get better every day. You know, it's not really about that. You know, competing against myself, and I owe everything to my teammates. Shout out to y'all boys.
I know, I see you have a passion for football, but you're kind of dodging my question. Do you think you could be the next GOAT?
Well, my dad did tell me that I could always be the greatest of all time, so God willing, I want to be the GOAT.
So you couldn't really hear it. Do you have Spotify on your
Killer
thing?
Mike, yes.
Yeah, it's Yes, Killer Mike. I mean, if you hear it, you could hear it. It's basically like a hip hop track
Yeah.
with this like gospel choir in the background, you know? And so it's underscoring the kind of like,
I shall come forth
yeah.
as pure gold. Have you been tried in the fire?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been tried in the fire?
And it's not obviously necessarily this part, but like when the,
Well, check the math up. Message from the devil got you piping hot. Fuck this up and you get screwed and chopped, no Michael Watts. When I was 10, I used to freak out in the parking lot. Now everything I used to rap about, I really got. I went and got my ninjas up. Your favorite niggas, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. The shit I'm rapping.
so you get it. Well, you play also The Joy by the, so there's another spot. I think it's like what's kind of what we're like realizing is there is like this like the theme of like whenever there's like the glory kind of theme, Justin's really liking some kind of like, you know, choir vocal kind of thing. So we're not using this, but this is this was the temp song that started with this other spot, which is that Pharrell Joy song that like, again, Bobby, our composer, is doing something for that. So it's like, I don't know, either if there's something existing that has choir or it's again, something that is made together with Bobby and the vocals that he's already like working on for this other spot to kind of connect it. Like there's this like glory choir kind of uplifting kind of like theme that is like coming.
Yeah, it's like whenever it's like a moment of achievement. So in the
Yeah.
beginning, it's setting him up as like, why is he the worthwhile replacement of everything he's accomplished, like in high school and college ball, and then like as he has victories through like the training program that he gets put through, which is very like intense, and a lot of the time there isn't a lot of wins. Like he's like failing a lot at first, but whenever he has that moment where he's like, I got it, it's like it comes in then as sort of a like, it's where the holiness peeks out of, amongst all the devil behaviors.
Yes, and he kind of starts getting more maniacal about it, and you can see how people get wrapped up in like the success and the glory, and they kind of get blinded.
Crave like the next hit of the glory.
Yes.
So you're always seeking that.
Yeah, and he kind of towards the end starts getting like so like wanting it so bad that it gets like maniacal. Will you play that Pharrell song just so we can
just the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
What time frame is the movie? Is it like right now?
Yes.
10 years from now?
It's right now.
Yeah.
So you know, there's a similarity. Like these are the kind of things that like Justin is here is like, oh, you like that? So it's like it provides like a cool kind of contemporary sound with the glory. I mean, the scene where this is playing is like, he looks so freaky, doesn't he? Like Cam is like, he's happy, but he's all like, his eyes are getting crazy. So anyways, okay. So that's one scene where we're looking for something. The next scene is, so basically the combines happen and there is a party, and essentially what happens is he gets like, Cam gets assaulted by like a crazy fan. So that is where the head injury pretty much, it's not even from like the football, it's like.
Yeah, it's like a compounded effect. It's like, I'm sure he's gotten concussions in football before, but it becomes kind of like the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yes.
And a very just traumatic incident in general. It's like, you know, when you go on a field, you're prepared for maybe getting a hit like this. This comes out of total left field.
Yeah.
And it shakes his confidence.
Yeah, yeah. And so you'll just see what we have tempt in is this song Big Dogs by Humankind, which we think like works.
Yeah.
It's the right energy, but Justin is open to seeing if there's something else that exists from you. He was really into the unreleased thing. I think, you know, it's because it's like he wants to use this as a vehicle, right? Like, but I think the one note would be like, because there are so few spots for us to infuse with like something more kind of not dark and upbeat and energetic, right? Like it doesn't have to be like freaking Cardi B or like whatever, you know, like we're in a party. It doesn't have to be like that kind of like party upbeat, but like anything that'll take us away from the kind of darker, serious kind of stuff would be good. So you'll hear the song, which I think is good, but it's still kind of serious. It could be a little bit more, I guess, fun.
Yeah.
Would you say? Like,
You'll see in the scene, but Cam's sort of shaken in this scene,
Yes.
and he's sort of out of place in this party. Like you can get the sense that he's like almost dissociating a little bit. So the song would really help to play contrast to him being like so inside his head, and like he's kind of like not reacting well to his friends. Are like, how are you? What are you doing? And he's kind of in a daze, and so we want the song to play more of like the party atmosphere of everyone else is just letting loose, they're having fun, and he's having more of this like introspective dissociation, and so it plays like
goes back to his head
contrast.
injury and how he just is like, he's at the combine, but like he's not able to really physically like show up, and so this is his big moment, and he's just like, what am I gonna do? You know, like, so it's very much,
Is there is he making like a soundtrack album for this?
We're like in the midst of like trying to close a deal with Interscope, because Monkey Paw has a JV with Interscope. But that doesn't mean we have to stick with Interscope artists, you know, like we're like really going, you know, to.
Yeah, we're kind of in the phase where we're figuring out the creative for what the soundtrack will be. I think everybody would really like there to be a soundtrack, so that's our goal right now. We're kind of working through like what it's gonna look like.
And first and foremost, we're like, let's get what's right for the movie. You know what I mean? Even when we have like a label partner, you know, it's like, it's great to have artists from that label, but we're also like, what's good? What's the good creative for the movie? And then obviously it's a plus when like they can bring, you know, like Humankind is Interscope, right? So they pitched us that track, and you know, like, so, but yeah, that's where we're at with the soundtrack. It's so freaky. Do you know Guap Dad?
You know I love you.
Yeah, he's
He in here?
yeah, that's him.
Look at
Well,
that.
not him, his best friend.
Yeah, you'll see him.
Guess it wasn't meant to be. I just need to say it.
First of all, sit your big white player creative face having ass down and leave my jewelry. You looking all sad and shit, dog. Come on, look at these diamonds. White as the privileged South. You put them on, credit score go up. What we doing, brother?
Come on, bro. Come on, man. We can get after it tomorrow, right?
Manifest abundance, my dog. Drop the scarcity mindset.
Yeah, Apostle has said the same. Don't hit him, bro.
Yeah. Is that where it stops?
It kind of combines the score and the sequence.
God, they changed. I mean, I feel like the song went all the way through before. Now it's just so dark.
It's your fucking agent.
And you can hear it through the walls, yeah.
Damn. Run around this motherfucker. Man. Hey, call the ambulance, man.
What happened? For what?
Pull my hand.
Oh my God. That's what I told you. I'm trying to pull a bitch, you pull a hamstring.
Anyways, so you know, again, it's still, there's energy, but it's still a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
And if there was something more, I don't know, just fun, I think.
Yeah, I always think like, especially the Bay Area bounce, like feels really good for something like that. Just feels like there's sort of this like uplifting, like party atmosphere.
Yes, because you can see again that they have like that droney thing, and when you watch the movie as a whole from beginning to end, and you've got the drone, and you've got the score, and you've got the crazy images, it ends up being very like down, you know, like it's very like there's a lot of anxiety that you take away.
The crown feels heavy as the movie goes on, so we really want the upfront to play as more of a like, oh, this is like all good and fun. And
then you start getting
like you start going in the downward spiral. We don't want the whole movie to be the downward spiral.
Because like remember one of the first test screenings, there was less of the dark, and there was a little bit more of the like peaks and valleys, like musically and everything really like sprinkled in. And I feel like people came out of that version of the movie with it being more of like a fun ride. And I think there's somewhere in between, right? Yeah. Like that's just, you're not walking. I mean, you could keep it all dark, but that's definitely a choice. And I feel like, you know, again, there's somewhere in between. Okay, so there's that. And then
you still want that like arrogance aspect that Out of Mankind song has?
I mean, that would be cool, but I don't think it's necessary, right?
No, I think that's the arrogance of it is cool for the scene, but I think that's almost what makes it a little more serious. And so we do like the creative of this song, but we also think we could go more fun.
Playful.
So
Yes,
arrogance or playful
yes.
could definitely work.
But I
whether
think
closer
both.
or
I
not.
think both. I think like the good thing is like we can try both of those things.
Totally.
Like would Man of the Year, Schoolboy Q be closer to what you're thinking about?
Maybe. We'll listen to it. I have to listen to it. But maybe. Yeah, I think it could go a few different ways.
Yeah.
And you know, don't be afraid to send more. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it always is just kind of like, you think it works and then you put it up to picture and then you're like, oh, well, that didn't really work, or that does work, surprisingly, and you didn't think it would, just like listening to it standalone, you know? Okay, what comes after this? I mean, should we show them the like Mob Deep spot? You know?
I mean, we totally can. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spot where like Justin really wants to keep Shook Ones.
Ooh, that's a classic.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's why he likes it
I
as well. He
know.
likes having a nod to kind of the classic hip hop.
But I just wanna, but I think maybe if I were to say, well, he had something for that, you know, like it's something where I'm like, we could, I think it could be something, you know, like, I don't know, with more personality or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's another one of those tracks that's like, it's great, but it's kind of serious, and especially because it's more towards the front half of the film, we think maybe something lighter could work better. But it's another one that can go a lot of different directions. We used to have a wildly different song in this spot. It used to be like this slide guitar kind of song, and then it became Shook Ones, and so it's sort of a blank canvas type of scene where a lot of things can work.
So we'll show it to you. This is something, and so I do think the production of the track could help this scene. Like, it could be something that's a little bit more cinematic or whatever. But you'll see, it's like when he first gets to like Marlon Wayans' huge compound, and Marlon starts taking him through, you know, like these physical kind of grueling tests, and it took place in New Mexico, so they're walking, it's a wide shot, you'll see, of like the desert, and so it could be something, I don't know, less serious, I think. Yeah, will you?
Yeah,
for that
sorry.
scene?
I actually think I need to see it for it.
Yeah. Anyways, so WAP is in this, Tierra Whack plays.
Wow.
Well, so.
That's so dope.
What's the name of, so Julia Fox? Do you know Julia Fox?
Kanye West?
Kanye's ex, yeah. So Julia plays Marlon's wife.
Wow.
Yes, and so she is like beyond. Like, she plays what you would think Julia
Yeah,
would
it's
be.
like a hype version of what she already is. It's like
That's hilarious.
she's not like who you think a stereotypical like wag type character would be. Like, she's no like Brittany Mahomes. Like, she's very like Julia Fox.
Yeah,
but
Julia
it
played Julia. Yeah, for sure. And like, so Tierra plays like Julia's like publicist. It's really, she's so funny. I didn't recognize her at first. I think because of haircut, you know, like, anyways, but yeah, she's really funny in it.
What's your bitch ass up, boy? This ain't Pee-wee, nigga. Move your ass. That shit is a privilege.
See, it's really beautiful. It's a wide shot.
Some get shot, locked down, and turn guns. Cowardly hearts and straight up shook ones. He ain't a crook, son. He just a shook one.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on. Come on.
Sorry, you're gonna like puke right here. I always think of the music, like, it could be, if it was something cool enough, it could extend. I don't know. Sorry, gross. So now is where a lot of the, is he dreaming, is he, because there's, you'll see he has a vision. So will you play the slide guitar, what's it called, Sleepwalkers?
Sleepwalk.
Will you just play that song really quick?
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of what was there before, that like, not like it has to be something like this, but to show you just kind of like, that had personality and it filled the space more, you know?
It was kind of unconventional, so you watch the scene like with a more like pointed eye of like, because this is the first kind of like full day of training that they have, and so you don't quite know yet that it's going to be such a like crazy, like unconventional training regime, and so having something unexpected music-wise, I think kind of helps suggest like some unexpected things are gonna happen.
Yeah. But if you, will you play it? Just very dreamlike. Oh yeah. This song. So like, it's always in horror movies, like. So you think like there's slow-mo running across the desert, and it's like a wide shot and whatever, it just fills the space more, I don't know.
There's like kind of a romantic sound to it that I think kind of works for Cam, the protege's characters. Like he comes into this more wide-eyed and has a romantic view of like what
That's
this
true.
is gonna be, and it totally becomes undercut like more the movie goes along. So I think that's kind of why it was in there to begin with, but it kind of just stuck out of the movie. Like there's nothing else in the movie that's like this song, which is why it was a bit of an odd choice. And so we're kind of still thinking about this one creatively of what will be the right choice.
This is one that definitely, like, I was actually, I mean, I'm not surprised actually. Justin was like, I want to keep Mock Deep, because it is a good, like, palette for something, like, more contemporary, or what is it, or is it like something, again, sampled or whatever, with like a hip-hop track, you know, like something, but like you see that this could use something that's more cinematic, right? Because you've got the visuals to like, I don't know, to back that up, I guess. Okay, so there's that. We might as well just show you the whole movie, but and then what else did I mention that he said?
We should watch Wiz and Back on My BS.
Okay. Should we show him I guess we can show him the link. The Savior's Party. Oh wait, that's after
That's
this.
after
Okay.
those ones.
Yeah. Here's another one that I think could be, just you just need some energy, you know? So it doesn't have to be anything like specific lyric wise. It's just something with a good energy that like Big X the Plug works, but like, I don't know, like this could be an easier one to actually, you know, put something in. So him and Julia are going to the
This is actually Wiz. So this is
Oh, I'm sorry, Wiz. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, it's sort of another win moment, I suppose, for Cam, and so it has sort of that orchestral hip hop element that we were mentioning that Justin, the director, really likes. But this is further along in the movie, so he's kind of seen some shit at this point. But he's trying to go along and play with the game. He's trying to be a good sport. He's trying to like come out at the end of this like and win, like whatever that means. And so he's just basically doing a training regime where he's trying to win.
Yeah, right. Sorry, the mic. It's like interesting. There's been a couple things now where like, you know, the samples like are unclearable, and I'm like, that's the thing. Like he's like liking tracks with samples, and some of them are unclearable, and I'm like, ugh. But here's one that is like, for some reason, it's like you hear it and you're like, how is that unclearable? But it's like some random, I don't know, track from like Russia or Asia or something, and they couldn't get a hold of the guy, and I don't know.
The recovery.
Between reels, so
See you
I'm
later.
gonna take a pause in the middle.
Okay.
Hey, yo! Let's get this.
There's also those backgroundy things that we could use stuff to, but
Oh, good mate. This shit will bring you back from the fucking dead.
It's gonna be a whole week.
fly. Got a little money, make a shorty act cool on a nigga has some guap. I ain't ask for a lot.
I'm gonna make this without sample. I have a violin.
Sandra,
Yeah,
we're
nice.
gonna switch it up. I'm gonna need a little volunteer. Mr. White. Got you.
Okay. So yeah, it's just like, it's the right frame of
Yeah,
reference.
it's got some like gravitas to it.
Yes,
You know? It's
yes.
like he's feeling like
Yeah.
in it. He's
But
very
it's not
focused.
too much to the point where it's taking over the scene. Like, you really are still focusing on what's happening. So that's a pretty easy thing. But yeah, this one's, that one, we need something. And then the next one, is it?
Back on my video.
Okay,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
one that I was talking about.
Yeah, so this is them. They're basically going on their way to this big party with all of the prominent football people. It's like
Yeah.
the head coach, like the commissioner, the head of like the NFL equivalent, and it's sort of like the final test, if you will.
Yeah, before they crown him.
Mhm.
And but you know, it's like an underground like party. So like there's shit that goes down. There's like naked women and drugs and whatever. And so it's like a, yeah, we'll show you like 2 specific scenes.
You want to start right on back on my BS or a little bit
Yeah.
before?
Julia Fox is so funny to see before.
Oh, I know. She's
Oh my
a
God.
total trip.
Yeah, she is so funny. Let me know if you have any questions while we're going through. We're almost done. There she is.
Pretty important people there tonight. The owner, his son, oh yeah, the GM and the USFF commissioner. And a little birdie told me that they want to make you an offer. Same one they gave him 20 years ago. But of course, they have to see if they like you, if you even fit into the Saviors culture. But if I were you, I'd get the fuck up and go.
Yeah, you could have just started with that.
Babe, you coming?
No, I'm gonna stay back and watch the tape. Kids have fun.
See, I'm back on my bullshit. Came a long way from school, bitch. We them niggas been banging and walking with full clips. I can feel with them blue strips. All that hang with the solid can't fuck with no loose lips. If he ran, cut him loose quick. If a fuck nigga trap in his ass, make the news quick. Hit his ass with these blue tips. But these niggas won't shoot shit.
She said we were going to
Yeah.
party.
He also they don't love that it's just like always like cursing. Like, you know, like if it's gonna be something, some lyrics, it's not just like back in my bullshit, whatever. You know, like what is it? Something different. So that could be a lot of different things. But like we like the energy of it. And that is also kind of fun, you know, not too serious.
It's like they're going to a party. You're not supposed to like know terrible things are gonna happen. It's like you're kind of just going off of like, oh, I'm going to this flashy football party. Like that's hopefully very fun.
And then I think that's it, right? From what I told you, Justin and I walked out about.
Yeah.
And then so this spot that we're gonna show you is something that I don't know. We've been talking about something bespoke here, but we have to like really kind of figure out what we want, what we can afford. But also in the meantime, we're clearing this Meek Mill track. If you have anything, I don't know. It has to do a lot of different things, but like we can show you. I just want to show it to you. We can show you kind of where it goes from like the Nat King Cole to
Sorry.
Level anonymity
Right.
is paramount, especially with all the like shady rituals they do. Trust me, you do not want anyone knowing this guy. Oh, hi, Peg. Oh my god, I love his hair. You're such a fucking cunt.
So it goes from Nat King Cole into.
He is such an owner and
They say he wanders very far over land and sea.
so good.
Prodigal son! Marco! What's going on? I thirst, he said. After taking a sip of wine, he said, it is finished. Jesus said that. Wow, okay.
Plays
I've
Marlon
been judging
Wayans,
you.
like doctor and drug guy.
Alrighty, let's not keep them waiting. You fucking idiot.
You look fucking great, man. Here they are. Cam, meet meet the owners of the Saviors.
Pleasure to meet you. Absolutely. Going to the table is such
Yeah, smile. Look at it. That's the cover of fucking Sports Illustrated right there.
But I got a serious question for you.
Are you ready to take the next step?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, well, here's to you. The greatest thing you ever learn
Nobody else drank it.
is just
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I
never noticed that in how many times I've seen
it.
So here. Yeah, it's crazy. So anyways, that's I mean, I don't know.
What is
like,
there even to say?
What is there to say? I mean, it's interesting because, I don't know, I'd be interested to see something that isn't so spacious. I don't know, that has a little bit more movement, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That obviously works. But we've always been like, we could do something different there. Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get like the vibe of the movie.
gist.
There's like different twists and turns musically, and like I said, if there's anything existing or unreleased that you have, great. We should definitely keep talking about, we have to like try to figure out what we want to focus on bespoke wise, you know, like that sort of thing, so we can circle back with you on that. I don't know.
What is the best way for me to submit songs for you guys? Just make like a Dropbox link and throw them all in there?
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Even if it's like beats, like, you know, it's like a demo, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, we're cool with whatever.
Yeah, I'll just
Whatever
put a
shape
Dropbox
it's
in and put a bunch of different joints in there.
And Justin's really good with me. You know, like how some people who aren't, like filmmakers or whatever, who aren't very musically inclined, like that you almost have to give them something that's more finished because they can't hear through what it could be. But he's really good with like, oh, that could maybe work if we put this on there. You know what I mean? Like, he's really good about that. And also just listening to stuff and be like, well, I want to try here, you know? I don't know, is there anything else?
No, I feel like it's quite the meal.
I know.
We've put on the table.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot, but we'll also
Yeah.
send you kind of like, you know, like, so you have it in writing.
Yeah, we can send you a list of the temp tracks so you can go back and like listen through.
I don't know, other than that, I mean, besides this movie, we have a lot.
Mhm.
We have a lot going
Yeah,
on.
so we work on everything like Universal Pictures, so that includes like Universal proper, which is like Jurassic and Fast and Furious, but we also have like Focus Features and two animation houses, one of which is Illumination, which makes all like the Minion movies, and DreamWorks, which is Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, like
Our
a ton of
favorites.
stuff.
Really? Oh, good. She and I are working on the next Shrek, which is really exciting. We have a lot in development in terms of animation.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I would love to be looped, you know. And I like making things from scratch. Like we like to get in
we
once
do
we got
ideally
an
like
idea
that too.
and just kind of create, and we can create. I like to just build worlds, so I'll just build an album worth of songs. And dump them and send them, and it's like the ones that you feel like make sense.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we have a lot of animation. We've got Working Title, which is out of the UK. We've got Blumhouse, but they're a little bit more kind of self-sufficient. But there's another Five Nights at Freddy's and another Megan and
Wolfman's coming out
Wolfman's coming. Out of focus there is a Robert Eggers Nosferatu with Lily Rose Depp, which is super scary.
Yeah, so a nice Christmas vampire movie.
Your
Your
We've
vibe.
got Wicked. There's a lot coming. I'm working on the next Jurassic.
Yeah, I think Dogman is one of the next, like in January, that's coming out from DreamWorks. So it's based on like a children's book series. It's very popular. Yeah, so all shapes and sizes, like budgets, like the premise of them, like so many different needs come up musically all the time. So.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's good to know you like animation.
I love all of it. If there's just a briefing, like I say, we're big. I work with musicians, and we got choirs and singers, and I could really get something tailored to the vibe and the energy, regardless of what it is. But definitely, like animation, you know, we gotta make something.
Yeah, they're so fun.
I know, it's so fun. I was actually.
You can be so creative too.
Totally, especially when you have people who can understand the humor and the wink that like animation a lot of the time needs. We also do a lot with our marketing people too for stuff like that. But I was just watching. I have a almost 3-year-old, and we were watching the Lorax, which I haven't watched in a long time, and we were watching Sing, and then I don't know, because I work on a lot of the DreamWorks stuff. It's hard for me to watch those movies again without having PTSD from
I know
we're not watching Trolls, and we are not watching Kung Fu Panda, and we are not I'm just like, oh god. But
we've already seen them like 10
times. But we love all of our films equally now. Anyways, it's so good to meet you.
You too.
And I mean, you know, I'm in the Bay a ton. Do you come down here often? You guys
Lately we've been out here a lot. There's so many meetings, but we be trying to stay home as much as possible and be out there.
Yeah, well, it's just a quick plane ride, you know, which is nice.